Hi guys! Today we're going to be taking a look at the Daler Rowney Simply coloured pencils. And this is a pack of 12. Let's go! Okay, so these have been quite used and I think they were sent to me a few years back. Now, I'm chucking them out of the packet. On first look, I forgot they do feel really quite thick and chunky. They're triangular, and we've got the 12 colours here. First, we're going to do the test of sharpening them in the electric pencil sharpener to see how good the wood casings are, and also because they all need sharpening. But we'll put them in the big one because of the triangle. It's not too bad. Yes, sharpens very good. You can see that point there. So that's one. Okay, so all the pencils have now been sharpened, and this is actually not anything to do with what we're doing today. This was done with, I have a feeling, Crayola. It was not Prismacolor. I was having a go at practicing with different coloured pencils in this sketchbook, so I thought carrying on with the Daler Rowney, we would just have a go and see how good they are at doing the 3D circles that I like to do. Now already I can feel that I'm not having to press very hard, and I'm getting on much better, I'm going to feel, with these than with the Derwent Academy that we will take a look at in another video. It's feeling soft on the paper. Obviously, it's not as pigmented as a Prismacolor, but I'm not having to press very hard. Daler Rowney have not disappointed me yet. Well, I tell a lie. They did bring out in their Simply range some watercolors. And they were disappointing because it was more binder than pigment and a very gloopy mess, basically. But other than that, they did not disappoint. And the Simply range, remember, is for students, but I would say more children than doing anything worthwhile at school, because at school you are going to need slightly better. For example, those watercolors in the Simply range would not give you what you need at school if you're doing GCSE art or something. That's the United Kingdom, by the way, GCSE. But just basically, if you're doing an art exam at junior school, you're going to need something better than that for watercolour. But these pencils are good. And triangular, so slightly easier to hold. You shouldn't get blisters on your hands. The Crayola have been known to give me blisters. So I'm thinking we're probably, now you can see what I'm doing, we'll go into a time-lapse because pencil work does take time. And what I'm doing is just building up to create a 3D circle. And we'll compare the Daler Rowney Simply pencils to what's already on the paper. And by the way, they sharpen very well. Comparing Crayola to these, the Crayola wood splits and is quite a hard, dangerous wood for children's pencils, that it can snap in the pencil sharpener, and I would say it's dangerous. The Daler Rowney Simply ones do not do that. They are very soft in a way. You're not going to get splinters. It's not going to cut you, even if it sharpens it and might damage it. It's not going to actually hurt you like the Crayola would. Kind of halfway through, and my hands are sore. That's what I now remember. When I was doing the grey, the negatives were flooding back to me of why they're not used that often by me. I find triangular pencils are not very comfortable. I mean, they're fine obviously for children, because they're in that grip for you to hold. But it's more if they're colouring, that's fine. But if you're trying to get a 3D result and you're using them for a while, you're going to get a lot of sore fingers. Okay, so just discovered something interesting. Was using the white pencil, and yes, it hurts your fingers, because when you're trying to blend, you have to put a heck of a lot of pressure when you're using it on the Daler Rowney coloured pencils. And as you could see, it made hardly any result. So then I tested it on the Crayola, and I was really amazed. It works much better than the white Crayola pencil does. It was actually moving the pigment, so you could make it look like paint. That was amazing. We just do that in real time. And I choose this blue. Just watch what happens. Maybe I've already done this blue. No, we'll move on to something else. I think I already did it, didn't I? We'll choose this kind of brown here. It was amazing. Can you see? Look, the pigment is moving. It's like a blender pencil for Crayola. See? And just give it a polish with your finger or tissue, and I am really impressed with those results. So absolutely rubbish for the Daler Rowney pencils, but with Crayola, brilliant. Very, very good. I almost want to stop blending or creating these circles because my fingers are getting sore. But we can just see the comparison between Crayola and Daler Rowney. Well, the Daler Rowney Simply colouring range, which is a Crayola equivalent basically, because it is for children/students. Technically it's supposed to be for students, but because it does have the word easy grip here, I'm going to say it's more kids. So that's why I say, I suppose kids are not expected to have much skill. They're not looking to have skill, they're just looking to colour and draw. So perhaps their fingers won't get sore. But I am trying to get professional or near as damn it professional results with a cheaper pencil. The other thing I'm finding is that it feels strange. It's almost like a dry pastel that when you put it on the paper. A Crayola feels smoother across the paper. It kind of glides, and depending on the paper you have to apply more pressure. This is like a pastel. You don't have to apply that much pressure, but it's dry, if that makes sense, which is why I think the white being also dry doesn't have the effect on the... If I had the Crayola white, perhaps that would work on the Daler Rowney. Do you see what I mean? You want to switch and alternate, because I have a feeling with Crayola white there's like an oil. It's when I read about the Crayola, it's a mix of an oil and a wax, kind of something like that, and I think that's why the dryness of this will blend a Crayola, whereas the Crayola might do the dry pastel kind of colouring here, if that kind of makes sense. Well, it kind of does to me. I don't explain things properly. I wouldn't want to waste my Prismacolor white, that's for sure. This is definitely, you know, a Crayola level. I'm just doing the circular in very, very, very small circles for the blending, so that I can get rid of the white space. But it is difficult to get a smoothish blend. Again, it is all about your paper as well. And I am just using my sketchbook, which is a Daler Rowney. And you can see that video will be linked below of what my sketchbook actually is. Otherwise, I'm constantly repeating myself. But yeah, pencil does feel dry. And I will show you in real time the white. Didn't do much. You don't really see it do anything on that at all. So let's check out the yellow. That's always a test to see how good the yellows are. Ah, that's very good. So I would say they're vibrant. It's just they're very dry. And I suppose they'll stand up to you pushing really hard, like here, like kids do. So you press really hard, really push it into the paper, and then go lighter, lighter. You know, you can get a quick kind of thing like that, but what I would say, they're very good with a lot of pressure. Again, you know, you can get just like I've shown here, but you're not going to get like an obvious blend, if you see what I mean. You're not going to get, I mean, even with the Crayola, I've gotten a gradual blend, very dark, going up to the light, and the white from the Daler Rowney has helped to make that more obvious. But with this, it's like very strong colour or light. And the more I try to add to the light to bring it into the dark, it just all goes dark. Oh dear. Right, let's carry on with this. Perhaps the black one will be more obvious to you, to what I'm saying. we start doing the circles. Very small for the blending, you know. So I want it dark, obviously, down here. And then I'm pushing harder now, as hard as I can, to make it really dark like that. And then I'm going to be easing up on the pressure. Definitely does feel like pastel though. But can you see it's like a flat colour? So I've gone really dark here, and I'm trying to get a faultless blend from dark to light, and it is not that easy. So I kind of just leave it like that, but it's not smooth. Perhaps it is on camera, and I'll see that when I get to edit. Go in with the whites, really press as hard as we can. Oh, blimey, you do need a lot of strength. And it's kind of turned it brown, so that's interesting. If we zoom in on that, the white has gone brown. So I'll just label that Daler Rowney. Well, Daler Simply. I'll know it's Rowney. And here is Daler Rowney for the yellow. What I would say, don't ever cast out your Crayolas. I don't like their wax crayons because of the smell of petrol. I use crayon rocks instead, which are soy based. But the Crayola pencils will give you surprising results. Yes, they're not light fast, but there aren't many pencils in that price bracket that are going to be light fast. Even Prismacolors are not light fast, but they are soft core. Could be the Viridian by Prismacolor, could be, but the soft core Premier Prismacolor pencils are not light fast. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you've liked my semi-comparison of Crayola and the Daler Rowney Simply range, pack of 12. And I'll catch you guys really soon.